If you are anything like me, you are probably at the tail end of what was a very long week. You had way too much coffee to drink. Despite that, you are very tired at the end of the day. Your cell phone is at 9% battery, and you probably want to film a video, but you do not have the energy, and you may be walking by one of those grates in the streets that makes your audio abhorred. The number one thing that gets in the way of being a content creator, whether or not you're mobile or you have like a whole setup studio, whatever the case may be, nothing gets in the way of a YouTube video like life. We all suffer through that, and it does not get better, you know, with 10,000 or 100,000 or a million subscribers. That doesn't fix things. You're still going to be stressed, still going to be worn out. You're still going to feel a little bit forced when you go to film a video. There is not an easy solution for that. There is not a trick. There is not some magical fix to get you more energy, to get you into the right mindset or anything like that. Sometimes you just have to pull the phone out of your pocket, and it doesn't matter if you have social anxiety and you don't like being around people, you still film around them anyway, and you just kind of suck it up. It's just an understanding that, you know, that does happen for all of us. This stuff is going to get in your way. It's going to be a large hurdle in everything that you do. This is the number one thing that gets in your way when you want to begin making YouTube content, is figuring out how to navigate work and your personal life and doing this side project. And it is work. You will put as much effort into your YouTube channel as you would any other side job. You really kind of need to consider it that second job that you are going to be working until it can replace your first job. Here's my story on that, because I don't really have any tips, but let me give you some insight into what I had to go through and how I dealt with it. I'm not going to say that I dealt with it well, but I was able to physically make it happen. When I first started doing YouTube, I was a manager for a convenience store. The convenience store that I was working at was 45 minutes from the house. So I had an hour and a half drive every day. And at convenience store, I was working like 90-hour weeks. And of course, on top of that, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, yeah, now is a perfect time to start doing YouTube, because I'd wanted to for years, right? That I'm doing 90-hour weeks. Shoot, yeah, let me go ahead and jump into this whole other side hustle. That was probably the best decision I could have made. The reason for that is because I learned how to balance all of these tasks that I was juggling. Wasn't easy. And I wasn't at first putting out quite the amount of content that I wanted to, but honestly, I ended up doubling down on the content later on, and that wasn't necessarily a good thing. Would have been really nice if early on I had focused more on quality rather than trying to hammer out videos. Because I was working these 90-hour weeks, what I ended up doing was I would, doing fishing content, I would go to the beach and I would film like 5 videos in a day. While I'm sitting here and editing this video, I realized that I didn't really go over the things that I did in order to find the time to make the videos that I was making back when I was doing 90-hour weeks and driving an hour and a half back and forth from work every day. It was labor intensive. I'm not going to lie, it was serious. I was for real about my desire to want to do YouTube. For 18 months, I did not watch a single television show. I completely stopped playing video games. Did not listen to the radio. I was very critical about how I managed my time. When everybody sat down after dinner to watch some television, I was plugging in the headphones and I was editing videos. When I'm at a doctor's appointment, I do all of my stuff on the phone, so I'm sitting out here and I'm editing a video. And if I have to do reshoots, I'm out here in the car doing a reshoot on a video just like this. Pro tip, one of the things that I did that was very, very valuable for me and helped me a lot, that hour and a half drive that I had back and forth from work every day, did not listen to the radio the entire time I worked at that job. I never listened to the radio once. I had my little playlist every morning of Nick Nimmin videos and Daniel Batal and Roberto Blake and Brian G. Johnson, Daryl Eves, Evan Carmichael, Creator Insider, Sean Cannell, TubeBuddy, Andrew Can, Shelly Saves the Day. 100% of the content that I was watching was all based on how I need to fix my channel. Like, I was serious, I was hardcore about that stuff. You maybe don't necessarily need to do all of that, but if you are spending time watching television, playing video games, if you are doing anything and you're out there having fun, if you have off time during the day throughout the course of the week, that is time that's eating away from your success on YouTube. I know that's a painful thing to hear, but for at least a limited amount of time, you need to replace your entertainment with your side hustle. Since I spent years filming videos while I was working 90-hour weeks, I got very accustomed to being able to film with a hectic schedule and balance everything and still, have time for the family. If you are waiting until summer break to start filming, if you have this feeling that, yes, I've got like a 3-day weekend coming up, I can finally film that first video, that is also not sustainable. You really need to spend the time figuring out how you're going to go about filming with that hectic schedule. There are some tricks to that, and it's probably stuff that you've heard or considered or you are already aware of, but it warrants mentioning. You really need to be aware of what your schedule is going to look like, of what it needs to be. You need to schedule the time that you're going to work on this project. That can be as simple as giving yourself 1 hour per day when you get home from work, or maybe wake up an hour early in the morning. Give yourself, 4 hours on the weekend, whatever the case may be. You find that time in your schedule, you figure it out, and that time is specifically for making content, whether that be a scripting process or filming or editing. You're going to have to balance all that as well, because there's different parts of the whole YouTube experience. But simply taking time out of your schedule and setting that aside so that you can do your content, you're going to have to do that. You have to figure that out. So I like to put a little bit of a focus on growing a YouTube channel with a mobile device here on this channel, because that's kind of my specialty. Everything that I do with a phone. I don't own a computer. And that's one of the blessings of doing a mobile only channel, is that it is as simple as pulling that phone with only 9% battery left out of your pocket and you start filming. Now, it helps to have an idea of what it is you're going to be filming about, but if something sparks your interest and you're like, man, I really need to do this needs to be a video, get it out and film it. Maybe you'll need to refilm it. Maybe you need to do reshoots, maybe whatever. Just the act of pulling the phone out of your pocket and filming that video can make all of the difference in the world. It can give you that motivation to go and do it right. And also, you don't have to worry about doing it right. You don't have to worry about it being 4K resolution, highly edited. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. You can always redo it again later. The value is going to be in having that library of videos on your channel, and that's not going to happen until you just start filming. Press the publish button, hit record, and just start doing it. You're going to have those cringy videos. Don't worry about it. It's all part of the game. We all have them. Hence this video right here. Probably going to be one of those cringy ones that, later in the life of this channel, I'm going to look back on and I'm going to make fun of it. But you know what? You saw it. I hope you enjoyed it. You're watching until this point in the video, so I hope you're getting something out of it. If you are, please consider subscribing. I would enjoy having you along with my journey. If you have any questions, I answer every single comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.